Okay, hello YouTube. I'm going to spend a few minutes here and show you real quickly a nice little tool or a piece of equipment to have in your RV. This is called a FloJet. It's a portable waste pump, and what this does is allows you to empty your black water and/or gray water and pump it and macerate it and pump it through a garden hose to a toilet somewhere or to a clean out that gets to the sewer or to a septic tank, however you want to do it. The thing is, you need to have a 3/4 inch garden hose of some sort, and you need to have it long enough to get to where you need it to go. Also need to be able to hook this up to 12 volts. You need 16 amps. And you also, a good thing to do would be to hook up another freshwater input to this thing. I'll show you in a minute. To be able to flush the hose and flush the pump when you're done. I did that, and the thing was very nice when it was all done, very clean. Anyway, this is it. It comes in this nice little case. Tuck it away anywhere you like. But this is it. So this is the FloJet. This little red cap here is the where you put your wastewater hose on. This is where you can connect your freshwater hose right here. And this little valve, you can turn it on and off, the water going in. This is, I think this is called a bayonet connection, but this is where you connect it to your output of your black and gray water. This is the same connector that would be on your wastewater hose or your slinky, the stinky slinky. And so you connect your wastewater hose on here, fresh water there, put that onto the bayonet connector on your black water or gray water system there in your RV. Plug this into 12 volts. I plug this in. You need 15 amps. I plug this into a connector I had set up. That's all you have to do. Hook up your hoses, and this will allow you to again empty your tanks in a situation where you can't find a place to dump, and you end up being home with it or whatever. I even thought about if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, at one of these places that has those vault toilets. They're nothing but a hole in the ground, and theoretically I could just pull up to that and pump into one of those. I don't see why not. I'd be using it for the time I was there anyway, just be going a little bit at a time. This just gets it all in there at once. But in any case, it would allow you to do that as well. I'm not sure how legal that is, so I'm not recommending you do it. I'll find out before I do it. But to me, I was thinking about that. I've been on places before where they have these vault toilets, nobody around. I could pump it into there. I don't see why not. It's going to the same place. I'm just putting it in all at once. In any case, here we are. I'm going to close this part off and take you around back and hook it all up and show you a little bit of it, how it works. In any case, there's not much to it. This is the case it goes in. One thing I did do when I was all done here the first time around, I took some WD-40 and sprayed in there. It's got a little thing on the back here where you can take this, you can see we can put a screwdriver on there. It's similar to a garbage disposal on the bottom of it. Sometimes those blades might get sticky, or if something is bound in there, and that's how you can get some torque on it. Also, you'll see on the actual handle here, underneath this is a 20 amp fuse. Let me pop it off here. You can see that it's a 20 amp fuse in there. And if this thing just quits working, you might want to check that fuse. But other than that, not much to this thing. Very simple device. And I would say my first experience would have been very positive. I'd recommend it for the situations I described. Takes a little longer to do it this way than it would if you find a normal dump station. I prefer the dump station, but this will get me through in a pinch, especially if I need to drain it home. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye. All right, so I've already flushed the black water out down into the septic tank and all that. And what you can do with this thing is open the valve and continue to let this fresh water run in, and it will actually fill your tanks up, and then you can actually flush them. So I did that once into the septic, and now I'm just kind of flushing hoses and things here. But I wanted to give you show you how the pressure all works. Got this little switch right here. It's just a thumb switch. It clicks on and off. This wire goes back to my 12 volt supply. I actually pulling off that Anderson plug up front on my tongue that I use for charging the battery through the truck. So I just made a little extension cord, runs up there. It's the closest point. Nice heavy gauge wire. I click this thing, you can hear the sound of it. There it goes. If you look over there, there's the water pressure. You see that coming out? Yeah. Just soapy water. I'm flushing tanks, but you can see it. Got the black water running open now. I think I'm gonna flush the gray water while I'm at it. Put a bunch of soap in there. But it works pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with this thing. I camped in Shanty Pond this weekend, and there was no place to dump the tanks, and it started to rain as I was coming out, and I didn't want to backtrack into Salt Springs to dump my tanks. I had this set up here and wanted to try it, and so it does work, and it works in a pinch. Wouldn't want to do this every time, but it is a viable means to empty this Blackwater and gray water tanks at home into a sewer or septic clean out from wherever you're at on your property, and you can pump it uphill. So anyway, it's a short video. Just want to show you how this thing works. I'll take a picture of the case and all that it goes into when I'm done. Anyway, there you go. All right, so here's the pump disassembled. As you can see, the macerator blade back in there. This is where the fresh water goes in there for flushing. And this is where the crap comes out. And this little switch on and off right here. And yeah, thing runs at about 16 amps. So you need a 20 amp fuse, wire appropriately. And you can see when it's all done, this thing is very clean. I wouldn't say it's sanitary, but there's nothing in it. I mean, you know, after I flushed it out like that. So this literally took me about twice as long as it would probably at a normal dump station, but this isn't for everyday use. This is for those trips where you still get a chance to dump, or in the case of me, you know, it was just foul weather and I didn't want to take the time to do it. And I saved about $7. It would have cost me $7. I'd have rather paid $7, but in any case, it works just fine. But this is it. It plugs in here. I wire this on here like this so I can plug it in. But yeah, it's a little FloJet portable pump weight. It's a macerator. Quite frankly, I think there wasn't a whole lot to macerate with that stuff that liquefies the waste in the tank and bobbing around on the road for a little while. Probably was pretty liquefied to start with, but it just comes out brown water. Pretty stinky, foul stuff, but that's what it is. And you can drain it into your septic tank. Theoretically, you could probably, if you didn't even have one of those, you could probably take your hose in your house and put it into a toilet and just flush it down that way as well. But if you don't happen to have a clean out, I don't know if I want to put that in my house like that, but I guess that is one way that would work. In any case, I'm going to end the video here. Just wanted to kind of show you this thing. I got a little case this goes into. May get that out in a minute when I put it all away and catch that for you. But I was able to clean out my Blackwater tank, flush them all out at home by simply, whoops, airplane going over, simply by connecting up here. And this is it. All done. All done. So with that, I'm going to end the video. Bye.